This is a documentary on an individual's effort to champion free education in recent times, way even before the government took the idea for political campaign.
Johnson Hope and baby a dance in a day in the baby. Until Mikofa container free crew besi ho me dine no na ubia sorry ano aba ho ne me di TV ni le ma no bia sorry ano abehwe nti ho ha na mse ene meye school nti we see me ho ne kakra bi na me bo apata bi wo me fie na anim ho ena meye school 1995 anyway nti me ana ekoso kakra na fi nipa ba area mu ha nti me say me beji sport o hey na me sport na me de school na me school na fi na hweso ma me fuo nkuto ne wo ha nti school fees ye ntua me pam mo frɛ isa no akɔne abegyina bontin ena me ba doctor ne me ka kire ne se nkwara na ye me mobo no so mebo amo watua teacher for ne ka nti ma homre free.
The school, which started in the 90s, was characterized by wards of squatters and caretakers, hence making payment of tuition difficult. She constantly drove the kids home for their tuition fees, and they constantly kept hanging around the premises, making situations worse. As a mother, the situation was worrying to her, which made her communicate to her son abroad, Dr. Kwejo Dakwa, who was also touched by the situation and requested that henceforth no student should ever pay tuition fees. This gave birth to the commencement of free education at Rema Preparatory School, located at Tabora, Alaji, a suburb of Accra. The headmaster of the school, Mr. Jamina, shared some of the challenges they encountered during the time.
Yes, in actual fact, when I came here, payment of salaries was a very serious matter. In fact, initially, there were certain times that I myself had to find money to come and pay teachers. That time, the only lady was not around. I did it little by little. Well, it was difficult, but I was able to brave the odds. It is because, in actual fact, the salaries of teachers is not big here. At that time, when I came, the one who was taking the biggest pay was taking 900 cedis. 900. Not Ghana cedis. That is 90,000.
So it's
not even up to 100. And then, little by little, I was increasing maybe 10 cedis, little by little. Until we got to about, I think, 1,005. That's 1.5. But we also realized that the number of students was actually going down. So when the old lady returned and she saw all these things, we launched something called free education here to be able to get more children into the school. Of course, it worked. It worked because the number started increasing. Right now, we are getting to 500. Things have not been easy. Frankly, things have not been easy. But I think we have done well. Within the circumstances, we have done well. Teachers pay here, even up till now, it's not too good. Sometimes I feel very bad when I try to disclose some of these things. Normally, such pay, you won't get people to work for you. But I always try as much as possible to talk to teachers, and they understand the issues and what we are doing right now. In fact, when I got to this school, I got the information. So I pushed this idea into the minds of the teachers that one day this place will become something different. So it is actually worth sacrificing. Of course, things are not as good as all of us want. For example, classrooms are very hot, very poor. Leakages here and there. The toiletries you see there. It's an eyesore. But for me, I always say the old lady has done very, very well. What she has done is very, very praiseworthy. So it is up to us, those of us who are with her, come together and move the school forward.
The assemblyman of the municipality, Honorable Noah Amofa, lamented on the high rate of school dropout and applauded the effort of the school to promote free education.
Concerning the children, this area, we have many dropouts. But nowadays, we don't want it to happen anymore. So we want to put a stop to it. This school is Rema Preparatory School. They are taking this bold initiative that they won't take any school fees. So we are talking to the parents, we are educating them. Everybody should bring his or her child to the school. Because if you're a parent and you don't pay school fees, only maintenance fee, and you don't want to bring your child, it means you are not serious. Later, you are on in future, it will bring trouble. Because the trouble is that you will become an old man, an old lady. Your child is vagabond. He will come and slap you. But if you take proper care of your children, they will bear fruit. Because the school is your nature. I always say that the school is our cocoa. If you take proper care of your children, it means you are taking your children to the proper place, which later it will bounce back to you. If you don't take proper care of your children, it will bounce back to you. So you are sowing a seed to your children, and the seed will later bounce back to you. So we are educating everybody. And the reason why some of the children don't want to go to school is that they will be going to the junction, and they say they call something raffle. And I don't know, it is whether it is cha-cha or what, I don't know. For that one, I don't know. And Spa, they will be grouping at the places. And they'll go to their mother's purse, taking 20 pesos, 30 pesos, and later they will become kobolos. Because they know if they bring 20 pesos and go to pay the raffle, they will later get 10 cedis out of that 20 pesos. So they will stop going to school and come and play the raffle. That's why we are going around and telling the owner of the raffles to drive the school children away from there.
Patience Antonio, a social worker, also spoke of the situation in the community.
My name is Patience Antonio, the founder of Ohima Foundation. I've been in this community for over 16 years, and I've been with Mami, the proprietress of this school, since we all came to this place. We came to meet her, and so she's like a mother to us. When she started the school as a social worker, I was interested in knowing what the school would be doing for helping the kids in the area. So I kept discussing with her how best we could all help the kids. I realized as part of the challenges we have with the kids in the area was that some of them are not going to school. They keep roaming around during the daytime. And as somebody who was concerned, I kept interacting with them and their parents to find out what exactly was the issue. I realized most of the parents who swore were not going to school were what we call in Ghana parlance, Shesumame, which means they were staying in some people's uncompleted buildings. And so they themselves didn't have security and the resources to be able to take their children to school. And this has taken all of us part of those of us who are concerned about the community, the proprietress, the assemblyman, myself, we keep discussing what best to do for the kids in the area.
Dr. Kuju Dakwa visited Ghana and the school for that matter to have first-hand knowledge on the situations on the ground. He visited the school and interacted with the people.
Thank you, class. Yeah, you may sit. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about what you are doing today in class.
Okay, this is ICT class, and we are doing word processing application as part of our stream of web development. And these are the students that are teaching. So we are just in progress and you will
Okay. So you're learning about
word processing application.
word, yeah.
So how is you help them to know how to type, print out documents. So even if they leave school, it can be something that they can do for a printing press to earn a little money to support their parents to send them back to school.
So this is more technical type of training to supplement the classroom and book work so that they could be productive much earlier on and help out with their tuition, help their parents, and also prepare them to get themselves in the right positions to get applications out and things of that nature. Yeah. And how are they responding to this type of teaching? You think they are learning something? You think you are able to impact the knowledge to them freely?
When it comes to this, I can tell that they are interested in it, but just that we don't have the facilities. As you're working right now, if you are supposed to be doing word processing application, that means we are supposed to be in the front of a computer.
That's right.
At least the students.
Yes.
Then practicing whatever is going on. But we have limited computer. We have more than 20 students and 12 computers. And even with that one, internally right now we don't have lights to even to use. So that alone is a problem.
Yeah.
So normally we only do it in the classroom, and sometimes we divide ourselves into the lab and manage it one way or the other. But at least it's supported.
Yes, and I agree. A class like this should take place right when the children are right behind their computers, so they put into practice what you teach them in theory to enhance the knowledge. Yeah, so I'm sure you've heard about some of what we've been talking about all through this week, that we're taking steps to improve the facilities and the building itself, and then the facilities, and a computer lab is very well within some of the things that we're trying to get for the school. So it's hopefully when all of it is done, what you said might be a reality and not a dream. So there are about 20 students in the class.
This is, I would say, the least.
Yeah.
I have another class like class 6 who about almost 50.
Yeah.
12 computer. And we
12.
have other ones more than that.
Yeah. So you have this huge number of students have to use one computer in a class. So that's not very good. That's not very good. I would imagine other teachers in other fields may have the same type of problem. Yeah. So we will do our best. We will try to get these things together and help in so many diversified ways that we can. I understand also that there are poor facilities like the bathroom facilities, the eating areas, and the library, and all of that have the same kind of problem. So all of that would be upgraded when we consider the whole new facility. Yeah. What other problems can you share with me as we go through this that we can, and then I'm going to talk to the school children themselves, so they might probably have some problems that they might have not even shared with you, so we can get to know that as well. But what other problems do you think?
As a school, we face many challenges, even including with the teachers. But let me say few, maybe the children will bring most of them to your
Yeah.
As you came, it is in the rainy season that you came. When you notice the class, the floor is wet.
Yes.
That means the class was vacated during the rainy. And after, then we reassembled them. And that resulted in a way that we could not be able to finish our scheme of work on time if the weather should keep on in this order. And also apart from that, some of the children too come from homes that their parents don't have the financial support to help them. So apart from teaching this, certain textbooks are required for them to also buy. But some of them may not be able to afford. That also delays. And to also talk about that, our compounds too, when it is shiny, the dust still compound, when the wind is blowing, it's also carry everything into the classroom. Yeah. Now when you also look at the windows, apart from this, the ones over here, anytime that the sun is shining, air cannot pass through this.
Ventilation is poor.
Ventilation is very, very poor. And the heat of the children. So sometimes during the afternoon, we send the children outside on the corridor.
That's where they take their classes.
That's where we take in the afternoon.
For better ventilation and
maybe later in the afternoon when the sun rises down a little, then we bring them inside. And when you see some of our places are broken up,
this is
here another student just run from the other class, just pass here and go.
Somewhere, something like that, right? Yeah. So it's just a big disturbance next door, you know. So all what goes on in the other classroom comes in right here. So you have this big noise, and it's then chaotic, and children cannot actually hear you well and things of that nature. Yeah. So yeah, it's very obvious some of what you're saying. I can see no proper windows on the sides, and then ventilation not really the best, right? So yeah, you touched on so many problems, some of which is related to the building, and that leads into shortened classroom time, sending children home early, and things of that nature. So there are a lot of things that needs to be dealt with here, so that the school children would have optimal conditions to study. Yeah. So let's listen to some of the problems that the children themselves can share with us, and then let's start from here. Yeah. Probably it will be fair to give everybody a quick minute or so. Yeah.
This is Martin Bochi, one of the students in my class. Yeah. Form 2 student. So he will be up on his feet and tell some of the problems that he faces.
Yeah.
My name is Martin Bochi, and I'm in Form 2. Some of the problems I am facing is that I stay at Awish, and I come to school every day. I must come in the morning early. So sometimes the bus delays. So I can't reach school at the time I must rest. So that is my problem. So we need a school bus.
A school bus. Now, how far is Awishi from school? How far is it in miles?
Yes, it's 1 hour
drive. It's about an hour drive. And you spoke about a school bus. Does this school have a school bus? No, you use the general school bus or the public bus to get to school. Is that right?
We use a public bus. This school doesn't have a school bus.
Okay. So you think when the school gets a school bus, then it can help you to get to school early and get your work done, right? Good. What would you like to grow up to be? A doctor, very good. We need a lot of doctors here. Do you know the type of doctor you like to be? A dentist, very good, very good. We definitely need dentists. We're growing older than the generation used to be, and so we need people to fix our teeth so we can eat more meat, right? Yes. Peter will say to yeah. So you are in this class also from 2, okay? And where do you live? La Paz, which is not far away. It's just right at the junction, right? How do you get to school? Do you walk every morning? Are you on the school bus?
I use the public bus.
You use the public bus. And how long does it take you to get to school?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So tell us what some of the problems here at school you think are, And even if there was something at home that is related to your schoolwork that could be corrected at school for you, you can share that with us.
Like my brother said, you need a school bus.
You need a school bus, yeah. You think a school bus will help you get to school early and get some of your work done on time and take you back home early so you can do your homework. Is that what it is? Yeah, great. We hear about one or two more people. Who else would share something with us? What's your name?
Yes, my name is Diana.
Diana? Yeah, you're very pretty. Yeah, very pretty. Tell us, you also in Form 2? JHS1. So tell us what your problems are. What would you like to see improve here in school for you?
Yes,
You need a science lab. Yeah. Yeah. Right now you don't have a science lab at all.
Yes.
How do you get practical work with your science class? What do? You just read about science topics and you have no means of performing experiments and things like that? Oh, they just teach you the theoretical aspect, but you don't...
But they do some experiments with.
Yes, they show you some experiment. So the teachers will do the experiments while you just watch. But you would like to have the chance to do those experiments because you learn about them in theory and now you want to put it in practice. And that would be very good because it will make you... Now, today in school, when you are in school, you are being trained to be competitive all around the world. Even though you may be here in this classroom, your competitors are way all over, all right? It's become a very competitive world, so whatever you do here is preparing you to give you that competitive advantage in the few years that lies ahead, right? So you can compete with students from Kumasi, students in London, US, and everywhere, right? That is the kind of world we are in today. So, sir, can you tell us about the science classes? She's saying that oftentimes they will describe an experiment, the teachers will do the experiment, they would be watching, and there are no practical classes at all here?
That is some of, just like us were saying, the ICT. When it gets to chemistry or physics, maybe magnetic and chemical formation, some of them need to be practiced, as maybe it's done in the secondary school.
That's right.
The lack of the facilities, some of the teachers could bring only limited items.
Yes.
And since not all of them could have access, so they'll be sitting down and the teacher will demonstrate.
Yes.
So that means they only use their eyes to see.
Yes.
So they get the lab which all of them could fit in.
Yes. That's right. And what would you like to be in future when you grow up? The fashion designer, yeah. She wants to apply some science into fashion design. That would really be scientific, right? Can you imagine in a scientifically done fashion clothes? That would be great, right? Very good, very good. Yes, you have something to say? Yes. Yeah. Tell us your name.
My name is
Francisca J. Yeah. You're also pretty. Yeah. All right. Tell us, yeah.
If we come to school like 5 o'clock, we don't have any lights in our classes.
5 in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah, there are no lights.
Like we need a fountain. It will suffer.
You suffer.
We now wait until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
It will need light.
Lights. So there are no lights in the classroom. You sometimes get here around 5 a.m. So it's still dark. So you just have to wait, and then and the mosquitoes will be eating you up. Yes, that's no good. It's not having light, staying in darkness, and being eaten up by mosquito. Double whammy, not good at all, right? Yeah. All right. Why do you get to school so early? To do your work? Oh, to learn ahead. That is very good, right? You get here to prepare yourself for class, to do your homework here, to learn ahead of the class. That's a very good thing. I used to do that. But I had lights and you don't. So, well, hopefully when we get all of these, we would get you light. So that is a good practice to have. Staying ahead of your class, preparing ahead of the class, and then coming in well prepared is a very good thing. Keep it up. What would you like to be when you grow up? And yes, very good. We need you. So probably you grow up very quickly so we can work together. Otherwise, you come take care of us. We will be much older with white beard, and then you would come take care of us. Very good, Francisca. Very good. Thank you. Who else have something to say? Yeah, tell us your name, and then you tell us what your problems are. Yeah. Emanuela Owusu. Very pretty name, pretty girl. Yeah.
So please, we need a sewing department.
They need a sewing department. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about sewing department. Why you say you need a sewing department? Are you also going to fashion design? No. Tell me a little bit.
Our teachers normally show us some dresses that we have to sew, but there's no sewing machine, no sewing department, and we normally have limited, a small quality of learning and improvement.
Yeah. So they are taught sewing lessons, but there are no sewing machines to do the practical work, right? Just as she said, they are taught science classes, but nothing to do the experiment. Same type of thing. Again, things that you need, tools that you need to learn the lessons that you are being taught are not easily available, right? Yeah. So how big is your sewing class? Is it for both the boys and the girls? Yeah, yeah. And then you normally shown clothes that you need to sew. Yeah. We spoke about this the other time, and last time when we were here, some of the students said they didn't like their school uniform. So we wanted you to get together. Everybody say yes. So what we told the teachers is that they should pull up on a competitive base the boys and girls in the sewing class, in the fashion design class, to come up with a uniform that may be used by the school. Would you like to enter such a competition? Yeah. And whoever comes up with the best will get a prize. So we would, I think that would be a good thing for you guys to do. You get together and design your own school uniform. Would that be something interesting that you would like to do? Okay. So talk to your teachers about that, and let's set that rolling. What type of uniform? Do you like your school uniform right now? You don't. What about it? Is it the color? Is it...
If you are standing at the back, sometimes the boys see through.
Oh, so you see, it's very light. So when the girls stand from afar, the boys can see through. That's not good, right? So you need something which the guys cannot see through. Yeah. Is it true that sometimes you see through it, or you have no? Wait, this one, yeah, he sees through it. He's shaking his head like that. No. All right. Okay. Another, yeah, she has some more, yeah.
Sir, please, the canteen.
The canteen, yeah. Tell me, that's the cafeteria, right? Yeah. Tell me, what's wrong with it?
Sir, we normally get out to our class to buy, to eat in our class, yes. And it is not allowed. Yes. Our teachers normally insult us and beat us because there's a canteen, all right, but there are no furnitures. So we need some furniture, a new canteen.
Yeah. So So basically, they are in school. How you are in school for what? 5 hours in a day. 5 hours from 8:30 to what? 3. Yeah. So they are in school from 8:30 to 3. You need a place to eat, to refresh yourself, and that's done in the cafeteria. And there are no sitting chairs and tables, and nothing there to sit and eat, and that type of thing. And when you stay there, it's very small for all of you, right? So you stay there much longer than you are allowed. And when you get back to the classroom, you are punished by the teachers for being late for class. All right? So we will take a look at the cafeteria and see exactly what it is. But in the new structures, we made a lot of provisions for eating areas, all right? So you will not go hungry when you are in school. Some of the problems, and I think we will learn about a lot more. When you have anything you can discuss with your teachers, we will keep in touch with them and try to get more, to study more of what the problems are so we can help fix that as we think about the new structures. All right? Now, before I leave, I'll leave you with a very simple word of advice. And it's, you guys have to learn very, very, very hard. Each and every one of you have a very great potential in you. We heard about people wanting to be nurses, some wanting to be doctors, fashion designers, and all of that. The much more effort you put in, the better your outcome would be, and a better person you're going to grow up to be. Now, as you walk through the corridors of this school, and as this school prepares you for the life that's ahead, you should always think about one thing, that you're being prepared to deal with some of the community's problems when you grow up. You're getting very good education, even though you may be getting it under very hard conditions. All of us here had schooled on these soils, and I can tell you that you will get one of the best preparation in school here in this country than many, many other places in the world. This is something you'll grow up to come and realize, that you're going to be very, very good citizens in future because you have been educated here. Even though the condition might be different from other people studying elsewhere, usually the effort that you put in will determine the outcome. Yes, the environment sometimes contributes to what the outcome is, but you have an ability to change that as well. So I'll encourage you and urge you to study hard. Don't look at the conditions under which you're studying now. Look beyond it and put in always your best, all right? And you're going to be very good and successful young men and young women, all right? Anything else that somebody wants to share in form of questions, in form of addition, or anything else? No? All right then. It was nice spending time with you, and bye-bye now. Yeah. All right, teacher, it's very good to see you as well.
The longest serving member and assistant headmistress of the school, Mrs. Owusu Rita, however, lamented on the shortage of chairs due to the increment in the number of students as a result of the free education.
Yes, Rese. Obi a wo hwe ye bia sabi bibi won nsem a opese oye yemwa no. Onfamra ma ye yemwa efise. Aha se ni yenya kwara no bebre yenkonya ye furniture isa. Nti wo kwa class bi no desk ba kwara 4 enete so e ya tete. Sani ayenye fees ni nta man kwara no so ba na eba. Nti ade ehia ye pa ye yenkonya ankora no betina so. Eno achi no de ye compound no ye pese ye ho bibi. Sanke ye be share bi a pavement blocks bi wo ho. Na nka mfuturo na wa ha no eswate. Nti so obi hwe ya emwa pa ni manimu ehia pa. Ene enkonya. Ena afi ye compound. Ye pese ye bibi wo ho.
Doctor and the team also visited the kindergarten department, who entertained the guests with their songs. Dr. Kojo Dakwa explains the reason behind the love for the school.
I'm Dr. Kojo Dakwa, work for the Hague Pain Management Center. I'm both the founder and the president of that medical facility in North Carolina in the United States. Ever since I left the shores of this country, I have always looked back to give back to some of the communities that will be needing assistance in education and health sectors. If you look at it, the people of this country and the taxpayer of this country were responsible for getting me to where I am today. I went through the elementary school with secondary education through the Ghana government scholarship, and therefore the taxpayer in Ghana had actually been responsible for some of my education. It just makes a lot of sense and good gesture to give back to the community that has been responsible for getting me where I am today. So I have always looked back to give back to the community in terms of education and healthcare delivery system. So if you take a look at the name of my clinic, it's the acronyms HEAG, H as in Harry, A as in Echo, A as in Alpha, and G as in Ghana. The acronym stands for Health and Educational Assistance for Ghana. So it tells how the very beginning I have had this notion that I have to give something back to the community that have been responsible for who I am today. So the school was founded by my parents, right? And my parents were, I believe, the first family that moved into that area. And I think the area now is called Container or something of that sort. And it came from the fact that they moved there first and had some kind of a container house or something that they used there. So they identified strongly with the community. They saw the community stood up. And the very beginning of their days when they lived there, they had the idea of developing some community outreach. So those buildings and the premises of the school initially serve as a facility that will serve some of the primitive needs for the community. They established the school as other families moved into the area, and there was the need to educate the people in that community. From that very beginning, I have supported them and the school in so many ways at different levels. They did a very good job in trying to nurture the school, grow the school up and all of that. And over the years, I have continued to support them and support the children that were there. I think currently, there are many needs for the school. You look at the school building, you look at the facilities, they are far, far below what the standard would be. And I think it is as a result of all of that that I come in to try to improve the facilities so it will better serve the community.
Dr. James Mitchell, an American civil engineer, explains the multi-purpose Afrocentric system and the motivation behind it.
Hello, my name is Dr. James Mitchell. I'm American and I'm based here in Ghana. And basically we're doing community-based projects. We just finished a project in Koforidua, a school system, a nursing training facility, and a dormitory for the students. The new project that we're embarking on is in a place called Tabora in Accra, a suburb in Accra. The motivation there is that it's the center that we're building for school will be be able to service the entire community with purposes behind it. The structure of the school system was designed to make it efficient. We have the proper lighting section that will go on for all endeavors. It's glass structure and wood using American technology, where we'll create a hollow block that the classroom will always be cool, because we know in Ghana it's very hot. So we're creating a cooling system inside, but we're trying to bring the community together like we do in America. We have schools that are designed to meet the needs of the community. And we feel that, because people ask the question, why would you want to put such an expensive venture, a $1.5 million school, in a ghetto? The question is, we want to do it because it won't be a ghetto. It's the changing of the mindset. We want to change the mindset of the kids. If we can work on changing the mindset, we'll change the environment. Because the battle is for the mind. And we want to pursue the mind and how we can enhance and help the kids grow. That's the motivating factor of the building of the school, the designing of the school, and getting teachers that are committed to teaching students that understand why they're there at school and what they can achieve later on in life. Give them hope. That's the whole desire.
I told my friend I may not know, 'cause my crystal ball don't always show what the future will bring.
Sidney Tarrant, the architect behind the multi-purpose structure, explains how the projects sit within the Organization of African Union's 6 region projects.
The African Union 6-region program, I've always known about the African Union. I think a lot of people have known about the objectives of the African Union and why they were actually established. But it wasn't until I had talked to Erna and Majua, who are associates of mine. They approached me and they mentioned, you know, the objective that the African Union had in involving the 6th region. And I think for the first time, it hit me almost as if it was a wake-up call. The 6th region, by definition of the African Union, are all of those in the diaspora outside of the continent of Africa. And the real thought process behind the African Union is that most of us have left the continent under the transatlantic slave trade, and that, you know, based on time and conditions, we should be able to come back and make contributions to the continent. I had a gentleman talk to me in 1990, Daniel Coate Matthews, who was from South Sudan, who had come to the United States. And he said the same thing to me. He said, "Sid, why is it that the African Americans don't come back to Africa and help our people?" He said, we have all of the resources that you could ever imagine. We have all of the things that could be mutually beneficial. And when he said that to me, it was like a wake-up call, like someone had taken the blinders off of me, because he was saying that you're us and we're you, and together we can help each other. So when the ladies mentioned it to me, I said, yeah, this is absolutely the right time and the right reason and the right season for all this stuff to happen.
If Ghana is to get these systems working in the 10 regions and the African Union's 6 regions project at large, then Ghana and the rest of Africa will boast of a brighter future.
So my friend, I may not know, 'cause my crystal ball don't always show what the future will